Coffee Talk. It is Saturday. This is the 4th of October, 2025, and we're having a coffee talk. And I am drinking coffee. Got a lot of good topics to go through this evening. My friend Uncle Al has sent me material, and we're going to go through it. Material. Oops. And that's what happens when you don't turn the volume down. I use I use my smartphone to look at the print, the text, because I can't see it up on the screen. KP Heathen, welcome. So I'm going to make a note to myself to go give Heathen some watch time. I mean, he produces really good content, and I need to give him some watch time. It's been a while. Uncle Al by Bullfrog 79. I just got through watching, I think was it the last two? I watched two of Uncle Al's videos. He's been doing them about 9 to 10 minutes lately. So I watched a couple of them. He mentioned me in one of them. And I appreciate his support. I appreciate the content. And I really feel I learned a lot from Uncle Al. Even though he says, couple of years in the Boy Scouts, you didn't finish, you can call yourself a scout. No, I did not finish the Scouts. My father passed away, and I did get a couple of years in, and I stopped, you know. So, it is what it is. My father was the one that used to take me. No, I haven't. I really haven't lately, KP. I will say this. Your posts come up in I comment on a lot of your posts. I do. I get. I scroll through and I see a lot of your posts in my come up, and I do comment on. You put up some really good posts, and I really have not been. I haven't been systematically trying to give people watch them. Last night, I watched one of. Hello, Rachel. Last night, I watched one of Mike Crusher's reviews. I watched. He was doing a British. No, not British. He was doing a Canadian. And I watched that one last night, and then today I watched a Third Strike, which I'd never heard of. I watched him do a review on a Third Strike, which I guess is just somebody's like copying First Strike rations, but they called it the Third Strike ration. And I watched him do a review on that today, so I'm caught up with Mike. Hello, Dave. Hope you're feeling better. Praying for your health. But no, I watched two of Uncle. I was waiting. It had like 30 minutes before the live stream, so I watched two of his. And I always timestamp at the end to let you know I watched the whole thing. Gave him likes, timestamped it. Good stuff. He's putting out some really good stuff. I like the one on the number 10 can. That was good. And then I watched a few shorts. Gave him likes on the shorts. God bless you, Dave. And Dave probably has already hit 20,000. His health is not good, but his channel is really going. His channel's really going. $20,110. Jesus. I'm going backwards. I'm at 2029. I was at 2040, but I had a purge down to 2028. And now I picked one up, I guess. Picked one back up. You know, it is what it is. I don't make money off of YouTube. Well, at some point they'll owe me $100. You know, like I've been monetized for over a year. I think I'd have to check to see when I monetized. I've been monetized for over a year, and at this point I've earned like $77 and some change, almost $78 for everything I put up. You know, I have 500,000. I have over 500,000 views, and I don't know. But I'm never gonna make money off of YouTube. I don't do super chat. I mean, I don't ask for super chats. I'm not set up for super chats or anything. I don't sell merchandise. I don't sell memberships. I don't do that. I just, you know, I appreciate the watch time. You give me watch time, that's how I get the little bit of money that they owe me, is from the watch time. They use ad, they show their ads, and I didn't pick out the ads that they show. That this is what they do what they do. Hello, Barbara. Six in the house and 6 likes. Mr. Whistle, how are you doing, sir? Thank you for coming. I slept a lot today. I cooked. I made my wife a nice breakfast. And then for dinner, I made ribs and rice. An hour and a half in the oven, 45 minutes on each side. Put some slap your mama on it and cook it. It come out good, you know. Well, I'm sorry, Dave. It happens. So anyway, just trying to think what to say. What should I say? This week coming up will be the end of the first quarter. Then we'll have grades and then progress reporting and all sorts. I got lots of stuff to do. I got ARDs on Tuesday. I think I got 3 of them. Do I have 3 of them? 2 or 3. I mean, just the paperwork, the special education paperwork kills me. Hello, Melinda. How are you doing? Melinda Elliott. So as I was saying, I got caught up on Mike Crusher. He hadn't been putting out any content, and then a couple of weeks ago he put out 2. And I watched both of them full views. I timestamp at the end, so you see, you get the little blue timestamp. And I will try to be better. I'll try to be better. I don't know. I sleep a lot. Get tired, I sleep a lot. I usually sleep cumulatively 6.5 hours a night. I wake up several times, you know, go to the restroom. The fair, I used to like to go to the fair back in the days. I don't get to sleep during the week. I sleep at night. I go to bed about 8:30. I get up about 4:30. Then I'm up. It takes me a little while to go fall asleep, and then I wake up periodically, every couple hours. I wake up to go to the restroom. My kidneys call. But I'm doing okay, I guess. I'm planning on. I want to get my trailer paid off in the next few months, and then I'm planning on buying a new truck. May want it being the last truck I ever buy, or may not, but it may be the last truck I ever buy as far as driving is concerned. Myself, you know, you keep this, you keep the thing 10 years. I'll be in my 70s. Don't know what it'll be like for me to be driving. If I had, well, I go, you know, I go for. They do blood work on me. They check the output and various things. But I've had somebody. Have I had somebody stick their finger up my ass? No, I have not. At least recently. Excuse my language. That's another thing. In my old age, I use slang more. I try to watch myself around, you know, the ladies and everything when I'm at school around the kids. But when I'm just on my own, I just sometimes it just comes out. I just say what's on my mind. It is what it is. Yep. Uh, yeah, I pay $291 a month on my note, which is not a significant amount for me, but I tell you, the truck payment will probably be $700 or $800, I'm sure, and then a couple $100 more. It'll probably be $1,000 between the truck payment and the insurance when I get the new truck. Might be more. I don't know. My thing is, I don't like to have a lot. I don't like to be owing a lot of things. You know, I don't owe on any credit cards. I don't owe on any credit cards. So that's a blessing. Mm. Everything's so expensive now. All right. Well, we are 13 minutes into the stream. Uncle Al's always telling me, do an opening, show something, do an opening. It's like, darn it, I don't know what to show. I've got boxes, but they're big boxes. You know, I don't feel like opening them. But I've got a couple of big boxes of stuff that came in. You know, order. Tomorrow I've got some cookies coming in. I got a couple of boxes of cookies. Maybe I'll do an opening of cookies or something. You know, I go through a couple of boxes of cookies a week, giving it to my kids at school, treats and such. I'm the cookie man. Sometimes I'm the ramen man. I give them ramen. I give them oatmeal. You know, I do bottled water. I mean, I probably spend a couple $100 a month on my kids. You know, stuff. You know, $50 a week or so. The kids at school. Did I cut my head? I scratch myself. I scratch real hard with my nails, and I draw blood sometimes. You know, and then I just start scratching. It's a nervous habit. Yeah, I guess I hurt myself. I'm very good at that. An EV truck. Yeah. Well. Yep. Oh, the price of gas out there where you're at, Uncle Al, is twice what it is here where I'm at. They've got a couple of refineries that were shutting down. You know, they're shutting down. The damn socialists out there are just, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Um, we live in interesting times, which is an old Chinese curse. May you live in interesting times. Well, we live in interesting times right now. And Uncle Al's got me talking about Cousin Dumas, so I left a comment in one of his videos that I watched. I said, I said, Dumas Kratz, and I did a laughing emoji. Dumas Kratz. They're all a bunch of Dumases, the socialist. Well, all right, Dave. God bless you. I own a little bit of silver, but I'm not collecting it or anything. I don't. I don't. But more power to you. Ass gaskets. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you on that one. So let me go ahead and start hitting some topics. These are compliments of Uncle Al, and strong language of Uncle Al to his students. I believe this is the best move. Thank you for waiting. Excuse me. I have a question. Here's what I know so far. Is that clear? I'll get it done. This is the plan. I take full responsibility. Here's what I suggest. Let me figure it out. Always look directly at the person or group. Have a firm and steady voice. Always have a serious look. Advice for a new teacher. I give advice like that to rookie teachers and such. You can always lighten up, but you can't really go back. So if you start out light and you want to get hard with them, it's a lot more difficult. But if you start out hard and then as the year goes on, you develop a relationship with them and you back off a little bit, that's the way to do it. When you're working with somebody new. Now, if you can see this pen, I like to use little stick pins. It's a little big stick pen, writes well. It's out of ink. This one's just about out of ink. This is what it looks like when it has ink. This is a new one. I hadn't started using this one yet. It's full of ink. So I wanted to make sure I had a backup with me. So as I'm writing, if it goes out, I can just switch over to another one. I get most of my stuff at Walmart. These and this stuff here, I get this at Walmart. Mostly at Walmart. But I mean, they write well. So that is Uncle Al talking to a student or he calls them Padawans, a Padawan. That's nice that the kids liked it. Back in the days, I had the expensive pens, and they smear. You get like those ink gel pens, they're pretty. They're pretty. You know, you got your handwriting. They're pretty. They're pretty, but they smear easily and they bleed through. So they'll bleed through from one page to the next. You know, I don't like that. No, Gen Z doesn't understand quite a few things. I talk to young people all the time. I mean, I'm exposed to young people, and I talk to young people all the time, and that's that's very nice, very nice. Um, so talking to young people, I spend a lot of time talking about. Uncle Al says, "Don't reminisce." I talk about the past. I talk about. I hit him with three or four different, like, okay, well, YouTube's been around for 20 years. The internet, what you use today, has been around for 30 years. And when it first came out, it sucked. Dial up, using your landline, and if somebody calls you, kicks you off the internet. Oh yeah. And they look at me, they're amazed, They're amazed. I talk about things and all the changes and everything, how things are going. And I am drinking coffee. Good stuff. Um, People talk about they talk about their ambitions. What do they want to do? I'm doing career interviews with the kids for their meetings. I prep up an ERD. I have to do an observation of the kid in class for 30 minutes. These are kids, a lot of these kids I don't know. I mean, I'm tracking them, but they're not my students as far as I'm not teaching them, but they're special ed students, so I'm the special ed guy that has to, fill out certain paperwork. I have to interview them, what's called a transition interview, talk about what they want to do when they get out of school. I have to do an interest inventory. That's like 60 questions on this computer program. It spits out a report, different occupations to see what they're interested in. I do that prepping for ARDS. Assistive technology, text to print, print to text, calculators, spell check, that kind of stuff. Um, then I have to write IPs, I have to write a PLAF, present levels of academic performance and functioning type thing. And a lot of bureaucracy that I have to do. Um, but I really enjoy my job. I enjoy it. I like working with kids. I like going home in the evening, not having to stay up after school for several hours just about every day. Um, when you're a principal or an assistant principal, or you know, it's not as bad for directors, but like having to go to board meetings, a couple of times a month, having to go to games 2-3 nights a week. It's just it eats a lot of time when you're younger, when you're single, or when got a younger family and all. It's not that bad. When you get older, like me, um, you like going home. I mean, I still get to work in the morning really early. I'm there 6:30, 6:45 in the morning, and I get out 4:15ish. Usually, I'm out of there about 4:15. Everybody does need Jesus. That's true. Everybody needs Jesus. So, how you talk to people is basically the first topic. The next topic Oh God, Uncle Al talks. Uncle Al rants the education system. Now this is an Uncle Al rant. The education system's corrupted by socialist and communist. Socialism and communism produced deeply ignorant teachers. A lot of them are. A lot of them aren't even certified. Programmed with leftist ideology. A lot of them don't have the traditional home training. They don't have the traditional values. Like you talk, I talk to kids. Do you go to church? Most of them will tell you no. They don't attend church. Um, yeah, woke. Um, Also, the teaching. They're not teaching. Um, Teaching a deeply ignorant curriculum based on leftist ideology. Um, they'll create deeply mindless zombies, liberal voters, you know. And who fills our government with deeply ignorant leftist ideology? Politicians. You know, they got a script that they use. And they're, playing out of the Marxist, socialist, left wing playbook. It's a sad state of affairs. Next, the lies of BLM and leftists. Aunt Jemima was erased by racist leftist groups and the criminal organization of the BLM. A great black woman erased from history, Nancy Green, was born a slave, became famous for her receipts, her recipes, and her cooking skills in Chicago. She became the first face of Aunt Jemima in 1893 at the World's Fair in Chicago. She cooked pancakes, told stories, sold bags of pearl milling flour, and won the hearts with her warm personality. In 1900, she became famous for selling the first pancakes mix and helped the brand of Aunt Jemima a success, becoming one of the first black entrepreneur women in advertising history. Let's remember the real heroes who broke racial barriers, not the lies of the liberal woke. Please note the Green family is taking legal action against these groups. They have won 2 cases, according to Uncle Al. More power to them. Yeah, 1984. That is a very good book and a very good movie. Yeah, and there's big pushback on that now. Big pushback on that. Big pushback on that now. Speaking of Generation Z. Speaking of Generation Z. Wrong is wrong. Even everyone is doing it. Example, see Sodom and Gomorrah. Right is right, even if no one is doing it. Example, Noah and his family, the ark. Sometimes it's more popular to do something that's wrong than to do the right thing. That young lady that was stabbed by the black thug that had been let out of jail had like 14 different priors and stabbed that poor girl on the subway. There were 3 more people right next to it. Didn't do a damn thing to help her. She bled out. Didn't do a damn thing to help her. I don't know if they were. I don't. I think at least one of them was black. Nobody did anything to help her. They just watched and then walked off. Nobody wants to get involved when something like that happens. I'm on the medical emergency team, the MERT, and we had a MERT Friday. Yesterday we had a medical emergency with a kid, had to call EMS. And I'm the note taker, so I basically have to ask questions and take notes and write down times and all that sort of stuff. What are we doing? Keep track of it for what, and afterwards I got to, sort of like the secretary, I got to put it together and send it to the team. Topic. Technology won't save your Dumas. Stop being like Star Trek. See post. How many red shirts died? That's what we used to talk about, the original series. Security that always, every show they'd lose 1 or 2 security, the red shirts, the security guys. In the original series. Your smartphone is not your friend. Get real skills. See post. Check out Fallout. Raccoon Channel. Check out Fallout Raccoon Channel. Most survival kits and bobs are crap. Don't waste your money and energy. Sometimes you can buy something that you can modify. It'll have a good core in it, and then you add to it or you upgrade stuff. But you get what you pay for. You get what you pay for. Get a real mentor. Train hard. Stop camping. Camping's fun. I like camping. Just for fun, I like camping. I used to like camping. I used to like tent camping. Now I don't want tent camping. I could set up a homeless encampment out there with all the tents that we have in storage. We've got several. A couple of years ago, I bought my wife like a 10-person tent or a 12-person tent, a huge tent. She had one. I bought her a new one. Damn thing looks like you're got a platoon of soldiers out there. For camping. Yeah, I'm not trying to win a popularity contest. I'm trying to make sure I get to heaven. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make your path straight. Trust in the Lord. Acknowledge Him. Learn real skills. Learn real skills. Too easy means you die easy. Real world. Reality. Shock and you die horribly. You know. Next topic. Walking. A survival walk. Exercise. Survival walk of 5 miles with your Bob. Get from point A to point B. Test it for 3 days, 72 hours. In all weather conditions. Don't die during the test run. Stop going into the woods. Stop going into the woods. Please, if you would like to support the channel, be greatly appreciated. If you have suggestions, well, I mean, I like the woods too. You got to watch out for ticks. You got to watch out for snakes. You know, fleas and ticks and snakes and things that go bump in the night. You always got to have somebody check you over for ticks. They oftentimes burrow in some place you don't see. I like going to the park, looking at the water, ducks. Hopefully there are no Haitians there trying to eat them. Next topic. Antifa is now an international terror organization, not domestic. Hello, Belinda. Belinda's Country Living. How are you doing? I'm going to be surprising Belinda because I've been promising her a box forever, and I'm going to try to get the damn thing out. I got what I need to put in it, you know. Just got to get it done. Get her done. Big changes in sentences. Supporters of Antifa can get 8 to 35 years sentences in federal prison, not jails. From what I understand, normally if you're going to be sentenced like by the state or by the local or whatever, you go and they're going to sentence you to serve time in jail. Jail is usually 6 months or less. If you're going to be up there for a year or more, they'll put you like in prison. You know. Now I've heard stories of somebody serving like 18 months in jail, but I don't know that, you know, county jail, and there's some very big county jails. I don't know that they're really going to be wanting to deal with somebody for those kind of, you know. You usually think, you know, you get arrested, you get taken to jail, they indict you, you spend some time, and you make bail, or that you might be in jail to your trial, and then depending on, you know, if you're found guilty, then they'll transfer you to a prison. That kind of thing. Yeah, a year. Local jail time is less According to Uncle Al, local jail time is less than 2 years. Loss of benefits and protection of the Bill of Rights. Confiscation of all assets. Yeah, you get some of these people that they sentence them for a major term, and then they sentence them to like, have to pay $500,000 or something other, or $250,000, and they don't have that kind of money, and they'll never have that kind of money, and that's like, I guess you get a little credit or you get a little money from when you're in prison. They pay you a little something other. I guess they confiscate that then to pay, or they send a little bit along to whoever, they you owe or whatever, make restitution. California's 2 years. Wow. That's something. 2 years. A lot of people glamorize SHTF. They think they will be able to continue as usual if they have enough gadgets. They're in for an awakening. Living rough is hard and uncomfortable. The other thing is, like, old school, you can build a fire to heat or to cook or whatever. Old school, you're not going to be building an air conditioner. They've got methods that they use, but not going to have it cool like with an air conditioner. I'm climate controlled. But if the power goes off, that's not part of my climate control. I don't have enough power and enough battery to keep the ACs going. Keep the AC going. So during the summertime, it gets hot. It gets real hot. And you can be in the shade, you can fan yourself. And I can keep fans going. I've got the power to keep a fan going. 12-volt fan, different speeds. On low, produces plenty of airflow. 25 watts an hour. So over a period of 12 hours, 300 watts. You're going to burn 300 watt hours. It would be the equivalent of 300 watts continuous use for 1 hour at 25 watts an hour for 12 hours. So you'd be talking 600, keep the thing blowing, 600 watts a day. The equivalent of 600 watts for 1 hour. So you got a battery bank, that's doable. The lighting is very doable. Recharging your various stuff, that's doable. Keeping a refrigerator going, small little 12-volt refrigerator freezer like what I use, those little Bouge RVs, the wheels and 50 quart. I got 2 of those right now. Very doable. They don't use a lot of power, and they cycle on and off. They're compressor driven. But 4.5 years, God darn it. Yeah, ouch. Man, that's something. That would be something. Another topic. An investigation into Google and their companies. As a content creator or live streamer, Uncle Al saying me, you are subject to FCC and FLC rules. Think of George Carlin, Lenny Bruce, and he said the KKK. Fines are $250,000 per violation, 25 years in federal prison. Well, think about it. You never know. Never know. One of those videos you did, Uncle Al, I was looking at the comments people had made. I see where AK Fabe had commented on your, she was talking about her cooking skills. She's up in Minnesota. Hadn't talked to her recently. Every once in a while she'll comment or she'll say something to let me know she's watching my stuff periodically. Oh God, this is probably cold now. The last swig was, ugh, I hate cold coffee. My daughter loves cold coffee. That's crap. I hate cold coffee. That was nasty. Good God Almighty, that was nasty. Mm. God bless us, everyone. Man, I did not enjoy that. Well, I don't know what to tell you. I guess I could say it is what it is. I will show you something that I buy, and I've given away several of them. This is a Haley Bible, or what you call a Haley Study Bible. It's got the Bible Handbook, which is a resource, in the New International Version of the Bible. And I paid about $15 for it, hardcover. I give them away. The ones I usually give away are usually the soft cover like the fake leather. They're nice and they're nicely stitched, but it's not the real leather; it's the fake leather. Those are like $15 or $16. Um, the hardback, and they're very good. When I was younger, a lot younger, and I was taking classes through Howard Payne, we used the NIV, the Baptist, Southern Baptist Convention. A lot of the scholars, they'll use the New International Version. It's very readable. And then Haley Bible Handbook, like Strong's Concordance, certain resources for information about, gives you more if you want to read a little bit about what does this mean, or where did this happen, or circumstances, and they'll give you information on different subjects in the scriptures as you move along, lines up. But yeah, that's where we're at. And I order those, I get them in. Periodically I'll buy, I buy 2 or 3 of this and 2 or 3 of that, get stuff in. Like here's a emergency camp stove. This is something I'll be sending to Belinda. I'll send her sort of like what I would normally send for somebody who wins. She hasn't won. She hasn't been a winner, but I'll send boxes to people other than those who win. Sometimes you won and I still send you an extra box, of something else. And then I try to remember, well, I sent them this, so this time I'm going to send them something different, the preparedness relation stuff. But I mean, most of the time I'll get people a couple of different little mini stoves, and you're able to heat water for coffee or tea or soup or whatever. Reconstitute freeze-dried foods. Hello, Holly Ivans. How you doing? Been praying for Mike. Hope he's doing well. God bless him. God bless you. I went through a lot when I lost my mother. Last year of her life was pretty rough. So I understand. Well, we're coming up on another week. I won't be doing a live stream until Friday, probably. Then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I'll try to. So at some point this week, Uncle Al send me some notes. Um, if he waits to the last minute and like sometimes like the day he'll send me notes the day that I'm gonna do the live stream, and if it's a busy day, like Friday was a very hectic busy day, I did not get to integrate all those notes, but I did it Saturday morning, so I covered some of what he had sent me, and the rest of it I basically integrated it and put it in my book, and I was ready with Saturday, you know, and so that's how that works. A lot of paperwork at school. I do duties. I help my principal out. He's a younger man. I've got about 20 years on him, and I back him up. I have a walkie-talkie, so in an emergency, hey, can you cover for me this, or can you watch the halls, or can I do this, or can I do that? I help out with duties, bus duty after school, um, cafeteria duty in the morning early. Helping out, being useful and helping out. 18 pages. We'll hopefully we'll go through a couple of them, but you know, I'll show you. So this is the one, two, and here's the rest of this one, and this is from the previous day. So, and I'm writing down who's people who come in and such, and then, but and I haven't been getting as many people. Like yesterday's live stream, I had 51 people that came through. When I looked at the statistics at the end, there's like 51 people, and 13 or 14 of them, I think I had like 14 likes. Tonight, 10 likes. I've had 9 people come through identifying themselves. 5 in the house right now. So I'm not putting out near the material. I do 1, maybe 2 shorts a day. And so I'm not putting out near the material. And I'm not getting near the views I was getting. Even my shorts are not getting that many views. A couple hundred views. Some were getting a lot less than that. 30, 35 views. The people, when YouTube basically has me in the toilet, so to speak, the views I'm getting are from the people who view most everything that they're looking for my stuff. They're basically there because they support me. It's not like the flybys. This you get, sometimes you get 1,000 views on something other, 1,200 views on something other, and then maybe 50 or 60 of them were actually people that care enough about you to leave a like, and some of them leave comments and such. A lot of people don't leave comments. But whenever I view, I always try to take I've taken my evening meds, Uncle Al. Did that when I first started my coffee. Does it sound like I need to take my meds? And I don't take anything for my mind, so to speak. I take blood pressure medication, I take cholesterol medication, and I take blood sugar medication. I take what's called metformin for my blood sugar. And I was taking 500 milligrams, and then they tripled it and said, well, take 1,500 a day. So I, morning, later in the day, nighttime, get my doses of that. But I'm not taking anything from my, maybe I need to take something from my mind, but I'm not taking anything from my mind. I don't do drugs. I've never done drugs or anything. I've never done anything that would seriously hurt myself. I don't like beer enough to drink a lot of it. You go to a barbecue and get a nice plate, a couple of beers, Nowadays it's light beers, but I haven't had beer in probably been 2 or 3 years since I've had a beer. It's just, it is what it is. What you see with me is what you get. I'm not the person I used to be. I don't claim to be the person I used to be. I don't have the energy I used to have. I don't do the things I talk to people about things I used to do. I used to love when I was a kid, I was skateboarding. I love skateboarding. 360s and all that sort of stuff. Used to play guitar pretty well. I was in a band back in the days. Used to play guitar in church. Just, you get older. I don't do what I used to do. And you slow down. I'm slowing down. Going back through looking to see anybody come in that I didn't recognize coming in. Ran me all the way back. Looking to see comments. Talking about the woke. Lots of comments. Yeah, chemo is hard. Chemo is hell. Good night, Uncle Al. I've heard a lot about chemo. It's really bad on your stomach. Takes a lot out of you. Dialysis, real rough too. It's hell. Keeps people alive, but it's hell. Having to do that every other day, it's hell. Like 3 times a week. That's hell. God bless y'all. I don't know what to tell you. I will pray for you. Part-time planting. How are you doing? How is it on your side of the world? Good to have you in the house, Peter. Well, you're coming in late. I'm getting ready to get off. I will be back tomorrow at 7. I don't know if I'll have a general topic for being open topics. But I appreciate y'all coming in. I will try to put up a couple of more shorts. I'll try to get a video out. I got a couple of boxes I need to do in unboxings. I'll try to get a video out. I appreciate everybody. And when I get up in the morning, I thank God for the day, take my medication, drink my coffee, try to get right. You don't know how many days you have. Thank God for the day. When you don't wake up, next thing you know, it'll be Judgment Day. Um, this was a good live stream. I really enjoyed it. I appreciate you guys for coming in. And I hope tomorrow at 7 p.m. to see you for another edition of Coffee Talk. And hopefully we can cover some good material. Come back afterwards and leave me a comment about what you think. Do I need to change something up? Am I not doing, am I not doing? I mean, most of the topics I'm covering, Uncle Al provides for me. So I'm open to tell me what's going on. What you think. I appreciate advice from my friends. Everybody, thank you so much, and everybody be safe. God bless you all, and hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow for another edition of Coffee Talk. Bye.